What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. I am not gonna waste your time. Spoiler alert. Artur Beterbiev absolutely pummels and destroys Callum Smith of the UK. Subscribe. Now, I don't know, but I must be the best. I got to be the best in this industry. I told you this man, Artur Beterbiev, was an absolute monster. And Artur Beterbiev, he continues to prove me right. And I love it. So in this fight, there was a lot of hype for whatever reason, which I'll get to. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video because we addressing all the people that don't know ish about boxing. But this was a fight I was looking forward to. There seemed to be a lot of hype between, people who believed in Beterbiev, such as myself, as well as Callum Smith. There was a lot of people who were saying Callum Smith was going to do this and that. Look at that body shot that you see on the screen from Beterbiev. I gave Beterbiev every single round. Not one round did I give Callum Smith, and I'm not being funny. He won 0. A goose egg. So Beterbiev proved me wrong. And look at this size differential. You see Callum Smith, he looks absolutely huge next to Artur Beterbiev. But as we know, in the same weight division, it's not always size that tells the tale. Callum Smith is listed at 6'3". And in this fight, I know he was training with the legendary former fighter and trainer, Buddy McGirt, but I truly failed to see what was the game plan that they truly were employing here. Like, I have no idea what the game plan was for Callum Smith throughout this fight. So y'all made me look great. Everybody that went against me and said that Callum Smith and I was hating and things like that on Twitter, X, whatever it's called, you guys made me look great because Callum Smith got in there and he laid an egg. I mean, he had all this height, all this size, and really couldn't capitalize. And, I guess you could say he's a warrior. He tried. But on my channel, I'm so upfront with it. I don't beat around the bush. I don't sugarcoat. And I specifically and exclusively told anybody who would listen that this fight wasn't going the distance, and it was Callum Smith that was not going to see the final bell. This wasn't even a hard fight prediction. So round 1, Artur Beterbiev came out extremely aggressive, similar to his fight with Joe Smith Jr. And in that fight, he got Joe Smith Jr. in trouble, I think in the first round, and maybe stopped him in the second round off the top of my head. But this was the same approach. I think Artur Beterbiev, he was in front of his second hometown crowd in Canada, in Quebec, and he wanted to see what Callum Smith was made of. He tried to test and jam him up and see what his texture was worth. So he came out really aggressive and he had a lot of success. So round 1, clearly a Beterbiev round. He pushed the pace. He had the better selection of shots, and he really got Callum Smith really in some early trouble in that moment. Now, I believe round 2, Callum Smith he acquitted himself pretty well, especially given what had happened in the first round. So he was trying to get in the groove, and I think Beterbiev, he decided and seen that Callum Smith wasn't ready to go. So as a result, he had a game plan. In boxing, sometimes your plan A may work, sometimes it doesn't. It looked like Beterbiev's plan A or B was the one that got it done. That was the ticket. And Callum Smith, for his part, and all the people who were backing him to win here, I really failed to see what the game plan was for Callum Smith. He had little spots, but he kept running the same combination, like 1-2s, and he would try to shoot an uppercut. And it just looked like he kept doing the same. He was spamming the same button. He's just spamming the L1 button. And I seen him do this in the fight with Canelo Alvarez. And that's another fight where he got outclassed and we will talk about Canelo towards the end of this video. So again, stay tuned to the end. So he got outclassed in the Canelo fight. Canelo was punching him on the arm. Canelo was the smaller person and really dominated him. And he keeps doing this same sequence of shots. It's like, is that the only punch combinations you know? Like, you would think you came out to the US and got an American trainer that you would like run over new combinations and new setups and stuff like that. But you know, some of these guys, they're whatever age, 20s and 30s, and you could tell they're just kind of dead set in their ways. So when they're in there with the animal like Beterbiev, they almost revert back to form and fight how they always fought. And that's what I've seen from Callum Smith. Very ineffective stuff. I noticed from an early point in this fight, him being 6'3" really didn't matter, because Beterbiev was easily able to encroach and get in close, which is very dangerous if you're considered the lesser of the punchers. And Beterbiev was just, for me, he was just getting in the inside in all of this space way too easy with just basic fundamentals, shifting, some very subtle footwork. And I loved Beterbiev's jab. Beterbiev, he was busting Callum Smith up. There were moments in, you know, round 2-3-ish where his face already started to show the markings. The swelling began. Look at him. He gonna cry in the car. His face was already showing the markings of the devastating puncher. And what I really enjoyed about Beterbiev's performance was he was menacing when he had his man hurt, and when he exploded, pause, he meant business. But he was systematic, and he took his time, and he boxed more than people thought he could, I guess you could say. And as a result, he was able to decimate and pick his man apart and find little sneaky ways on the inside. Another huge mistake that Callum Smith was making was he frequently had his back on the ropes, where he's like languishing on the ropes. And I'm like, why are you doing this? In addition to being a 6'3" fighter, why are you 6'3" tall and your back is against the ropes? Why are you being out jabbed by the much shorter person? That's how you know it's trouble. And in real time, before the outcome, I said all these things if you follow me on X. So make sure you guys follow me on X at Boxing Ego. You can look at the timestamps. I was saying all of these things in real time. Look, for example, something very concerning. Artur Beterbiev doesn't look like he is expending unnecessary energy. There's no wasted movements, and he has very short shots, very short punches. Callum Smith is doing a whole lot of movement, upper body movement, trying to bowl an uppercut up the center and doing all this stuff, trying to look fancy and expending a lot of energy, but everything looks forced and it's having less of effect on Beterbiev. And this was before, obviously, the outcome, if you guys look at the timestamp. So I didn't give Callum Smith a single round. Round 4, Callum Smith got mauled. It was bad, and he was fighting totally the wrong fight. I failed to understand what the game plan was. You want to have a shootout with this monster, Beterbiev? Beterbiev's jab was money. He had little subtle body shots, money. There was times where he was just like, I believe it was his left jab, and he was just bat, bat. And Callum Smith's face, just a very basic European style that Callum Smith has. And Beterbiev he's fought around the world and fought the guys like Usyk in the amateurs. I don't know what Callum Smith was thinking. And for all the hype, all the people that built this up and made it seem like Callum Smith had a shot, I really, again, I failed to understand how you picked that. There were so many people in the comment sections, also commentators, and they were saying little things like, oh, but Father Time is undefeated and Beterbiev is getting old and he's an older guy now and things like that. Why do people keep saying that? I put this on a tweet about a week ago before the fight. Why do people keep talking about Beterbiev is 38 and he's old and he has 100% knockout ratio? They kept talking on the telecast how Callum Smith had never been knocked out or knocked down before. Well, surprise, he got knocked out and knocked down. in this fight. And he got destroyed. Lost every round, unsuccessful. He had moments where he was trying to stand his ground, but it was to little avail. Like, it really didn't. He never hurt Beterbiev that I was able to see. He never pushed Beterbiev back. The ESPN commentators, they were trying to make it seem as if Callum Smith was a live dog, and they were trying to build up and bolster. Oh, he's never been stopped before. Well, they say there's a first time for everything. Canelo did not do all of this. Beterbiev was very scientific, very surgical, and when he had his man hurt, he struck like a cobra. So you guys see, this was January 13th at 2:49 a.m. California time, where I live. I don't see, this is me, make sure you follow me, Boxing Ego, at Boxing Ego on Twitter. I said, I don't see all this Callum Smith hype about him beating Beterbiev. I don't view most British boxers as being dogs when in the trenches, LOL. And Beterbiev is an animal, LOL. So once again, your boy Ego continues to be right in this game. For years, I have told you about Beterbiev. Look, the proof is in the pudding. I did videos 8 and 9 years ago, literally 9 years ago. It says, enter Artur Beterbiev, Tavoris Cloud, destroyed by Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev is an animal. He destroys Johnson, Eastern European, blah, blah, blah. Artur Beterbiev, Better Beast, aka Beterbiev, looking like a kill at the light heavyweight division. So I'm telling you literally 8-9 years ago about this guy, and people keep saying stuff like, oh, Father Time's undefeated and, you know, he's gonna get old. Listen, the bThe fight, that'll be a great fight because bThe definitely can fight, but that's not an easy fight for bThe. Even though bThe can box, I have seen bThe get hurt in the Joe Smith Jr. fight in the final round. So congratulations to Artur Beterbiev. You are truly a monster. I enjoyed this. One of the first big fights that I was looking forward to in 2024. Keep doing your thing. Rest up. Enjoy time with the family. This man is a monster. As far as everybody said, oh, Ego, you gonna be wrong. Oh, Callum Smith is gonna show you. I don't know if y'all was listening to Eddie Hearn and listening to all that bullshit about Callum Smith. His left hook is so devastating. Literally, there was not one moment in this fight that Callum Smith hurt Beterbiev, and it was apparent. And I love that. Beterbiev, he has a poker face, and his shots, like I said, they were so short and compact. Like he was just stuffing in little stuff, and it was having an effect. Little jabs, like it didn't even look like much. And meanwhile, you have this frenetic energy from Callum Smith. Like he's looking like Jim Carrey and me, myself, and Irene doing all this extra stuff only to get sat down, knocked out in the 7th round by the true animal who retains his unified titles, Artur Beterbiev. And your boy Ego was right every step of the way. Now, do you believe me? People kept saying Canelo really wanted to fight Beterbiev and sent an offer. Send this man an offer. That is not a good fight for Canelo Alvarez. Beterbiev is strong as heck. That is not a good fight, I repeat. If you struggle with bThe at 175, a methodical Beterbiev like how he fought tonight, that's going to be very dangerous because he wasn't reckless. I told you guys, this Callum Smith had no chance to beat him, and I was right. Guys like Anthony Yarde, black fighters, Anthony Yarde and Marcus Brown, both, one being from the UK, Anthony Yarde, they both did significantly better versus Beterbiev than Callum Smith because Anthony Yarde got some swag. He got some rhythm. He's a brother. He mixed it up. He has some athleticism and stuff. Callum Smith went out there, lost every round, got hurt multiple times and dropped twice. And then his trainer jumped in the ring and had to save him because he was going to get stopped violently. Like, I do not want to hear it was a Tony Weeks premature stop. The man was going to get hurt if they let it continue. He was getting up at like 7, 8, 9 seconds almost. Stop it. Subscribe to my channel. I'm the best in the business, not even close.